street lights follow, hoping they will lead me back. Now we're letting in the light. Now we're ready for tomorrow, leading us to where we start. Now we're finding something beautiful. The dawning lifts the skies as we see the color rise. Now we're running from the dark, turning every corner, illuminate the shadows, trying to catch the glow, trying to catch the glow. From the dark, nah, nah.
Alright, what is going on, YouTube fam? Welcome back to another live stream. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all good. It's been a minute since we jumped on. Let me... where is this? How do I turn this up? I think you guys can hear me all good. Let me just check it on my phone. Just to double check and make sure we are all good. Let me see, view channel, live. Yeah, cool. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Good to have you guys tuning in this morning. 7 a.m. Brisbane time, 7:30 a.m. I should say. Where's the times everywhere else? 4:30 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. London time, 10:30 Auckland time. Brian, I can hear you. Cool, thank you, man. Hey, Aaron, back on the live streams. How you doing, mate? Hey, what's going on, Miguel? Good to have you back on. I'm doing good, thank you, man. I'm doing good. I thought it'd be good to jump on and wrap up a final little stream of the year. Break down a very, very important monthly close on gold. And start to do a little bit of planning for 2024. Let me just let the guys in on Zoom. Let me share my screen here. Just gonna let everyone in. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Where's everyone? Zoom is joining. What's going on, Zoom, guys?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, mate. How was your holidays? Time off?
Pretty good.
Good man.
Down at the Gold Coast for the huge thunderstorm, and then Boxing Day back here in Brisbane, another huge thunderstorm.
Yeah, crazy storms, man. I saw Gold Coast had it really bad.
Yeah,
Really,
it was.
really bad. But yeah, it's been nice to have a little break. Thought we'd jump on and just kind of break down the year, check the monthly close on gold, because it's a very, very important monthly close. December, one of the most important closes of the year, considering we had gold reach all-time highs last month. I took a very small little scalp yesterday, only like 10 ticks. I'll show you that as well. First trade I've taken in like over a week. Aaron in a glass of Baileys. Very nice. If it wasn't 7 a.m. for me, I would be joining you. So I'm on the coffee instead. Right, let me just turn this off here. Give me 2 secs, guys, and then we'll get started. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think this time in Australia, beer o'clock at this time of year starts at 9 a.m.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Ah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Let's do it. Let me share my screen. Ruined my combine yesterday. Max loss. That's a shame, man. That's a shame. Yeah, it was a pretty choppy-ish day on gold over trading. Yeah, that's part of the challenge aspect, man. That's the hardest part of these challenges, is trying to pass it and trading the challenge as opposed to trading the charts. If that makes sense, if you were just trading personal capital, you probably would have stopped for the day. And that's the only downside with challenges, is you have to still treat it, like a normal account, 1 to 2 trades a day, because, where's my camera gone? Very nice. I don't know why that's not working. I'll see if it picks up. Yeah, that's what's good. Using this time off to kind of refine and get ready. There you go. Now it's working. Get ready for the new year. I'll post in a link for you guys on Zoom. I think I spoke about it before, but I'll send it again. A platform I used to use, which I think is really good, which I think is better than backtesting, is doing simulation sessions, because you can execute real positions and manage them in real time. So if you guys check out that, I think it's paid. I don't think it's much, but it's very, very good, because when you backtest on TradingView, like, it's so easy to just sit here and just skip it forward. But whereas on that, it's like you execute real positions and you don't skip it forward. You can play it as if it's in real time. You can take partials. You can manage your stop loss. Like, you can literally do everything as if it's real. So yeah, it's a very, very good platform, which I'd say definitely look into. If you were doing backtesting on TradingView, I would say 100% do it on that. And you can download like market data from whichever date. I'd say stick to like the past 2 years. You don't want to go too further back than that, because it's probably going to be completely different pre-COVID times. But yeah, I'd say definitely check that out. TradingView makes it tough as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%, Brian. Because if you skip it, it just like opens weird and then moves. Whereas if you play it on the simulation, you can see it forming in real time, and you can, I fast forward it a little bit so it plays out a little bit quicker, but you can literally play it as if it was like 5 minutes in real time, which I think's amazing. And you can do multi-time frame analysis. Like, if you do it on here, say if you're halfway through like the 4-hour close, you go to the 4 hour, it's going to already show you what it's done, which I think's annoying. And Short time frames can be choppy sometimes, especially this month. So there can be some focus on high time frame. 4 hour appears there are more clean moves, but trades. Some trades. It's okay on top step, but the only thing is you can't hold overnight or over the weekend. So I personally think 4 hours too high of a time frame. And I can show you some trades that have happened recently. There were some nice trades yesterday. And there's been some great moves, even here. When was this? Like you grab the lows here, you push higher, you retest, and you push. What was this? The 27th. But if you want to trade like a higher time frame, man, absolutely. I would say trade the 15, the 30, and the hourly. You don't go to the 5 at the minute. The 5's been very, very choppy. 30 and 15 seems to be good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Exactly the same. 15 and 30, I think is more than good enough. I like to execute on the 5, but it can be very, very choppy. I don't think you guys even need to worry about the 5, to be honest. Once you get the 30 and the 15 down, I think that's great. Like I said, there was some. I'll show you guys just whilst we're here. There's a very, very small trade. This is a trade I took yesterday. It's the first trade I've taken in like over a week, which is a very small little scalp because I was on the charts. But this was basically, and there was actually even nicer shorts yesterday, which I'll show you guys as well. But this little trade I took yesterday was a little 10 pip scalp up into these highs here. Once we had come down and grabbed them, my entry wasn't that perfect. I think it was somewhere around here, risking off that low. For the simple fact that if you look at gold on the hourly yesterday, before this push down, what did you not do for the past 1, 2, 3 hours? You didn't liquidate any previous hourly highs, and you basically had a double top there. So anyone who was selling gold here yesterday, they would have had their stop just above that hourly high, looking for this big play back down. But the way that we trade, we know that if gold is going to have the real push down, it's always going to come up and liquidate the highs and then have the push. Well, you didn't do that here. So I essentially watched that on the hourly, went down to the 15, and basically saw we liquidated level of support. We still closed above it, broke higher, came back down, retested. I went long, stop loss below that low, and I was looking to actually target into these highs like 20 ticks. But given it was the last day of the month and we started to reject after grabbing the first hourly high, which was here, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to take profit. And I took profit at like 11 ticks or something like that. It was a very, very small, quick little scalp. But even still, 11 ticks took almost 45 minutes to play out, which is December volume. If I'm catching 11 ticks, I expect that to happen in like 5-10 minutes max. So it's a nice little scalp. Still followed our plan very, very well. I obviously took it at less risk, but there was actually a much nicer short yesterday. Here, if any of you guys can already spot this, you had this big level of support. We had our downside liquidity levels that I already shared in Discord, and what you did is you came back up, and then you had a lovely, lovely, lovely liquidity grab of this previous high, closed back below, top wick. So you can literally be trading something like this and just play it back down into that support for like 80 ticks. That was a very, very, very nice position. That came in at like 8 a.m. London time. It was a very, very nice trade. Grab the highs, still respect all of this support, resistance, failed to close above the previous high, amazing, and actually closed back below the previous low. Amazing, nice, very, very nice bearish candle close. Had a bottom wick as well, which is good. Instant top wick. Sell stop once it flips back bearish. Risk off this high. Once this flips bearish, stop loss goes above that high, and then there's your trade. You could have even just taken it down. Even for that, you took like 30 ticks on the last day of the month. 60 ticks, amazing. That was a very, very nice trade, which I've only just spotted since jumping on here with you guys. But yeah, if anyone did have like a red month in December, don't beat yourself up from it. Just learn from next time. The 2 months of the year that you want to be careful trading is August and December. August is just one of the quietest months of the year. Given it's summer holidays, we traded August last year, And I said the year before, I'm not going to trade this August. We did trade it, and it was very, very quiet. So next year, we won't actually trade it. How do I play this here? But yeah, December. I still think December's had some pretty clean moves. But let's have a look at as a whole. Right, let's do a little bit of top down here. If anyone, you guys on Zoom, if you have any of your trades saved where you may have taken a loss this month, feel free to send it in, and we can use the session to kind of run over it and break it down once we've gone over gold here. So, can you get up a yearly chart? I don't think I've ever looked at a yearly chart. No, you can't. That's the highest I can go monthly. Go 3 month. So I go 12 months. Let me see. Yeah, cool. All right. This looks like a crypto chart. Look at this. So I very rarely, if ever, look at the 12-month chart on gold. But given we've just had the close of 2023, I think it's important to have a quick look at. So this year has closed. Let me just do it from body to body. So this year has closed up 13% on gold, which is a very, very solid year. Considering since we started the C word, we went in this big range, big doji candles, and now we're actually breaking back above. So on gold, on the yearly time frame, we have closed above, and this is huge. We've closed above 2,000, which is absolutely massive. Closing above 2,000 on the yearly, monthly, is huge for gold. That's the first time in the history of gold that we have ever done that, and this is absolutely massive. You can see this month, the candle close is not the strongest, but it still has technically closed bullish. And like we said last month before coming into December historically is typically a very bullish month on gold. Not the most bullish candle, but you still have closed somewhat bullish with what's the bodies here. 200, almost 3. Is that 3,000-ish ticks? Is that 3,000 or 300? 300. So, from a very, very, very simple, and this is why I love gold, because the technicals can just be so simple. From a very, very simple technical standpoint, this was the resistance that we've been respecting since August 2020, February 2022, May 23. And then by the time you come up to this resistance again for the fourth touch, it's bound to finally break, because like I say, even if this was on the 5-minute time frame, by the time most retails spot a level of support or resistance, it's too late. So most people would have spotted this resistance around here, tried to take short, stop goes above that high, it's too late. You've missed the move and you get stopped out. However, in November, you did actually close above, and in December, you've come back down, you've retested and still closed bullish. Now, the only thing I would say here is you haven't actually closed above a lot of this resistance here. Do we have this at a key level? What's our key level is 2050, which I think you've broken above. Yeah, you've just about broken above 2050. So there. So with the way that we have closed here in December, coming into January, it wouldn't surprise me if we fake out a little bit of this key level. The fact that you've still got this, huge rejection here. You kind of haven't really grabbed this monthly low or this monthly low. It wouldn't surprise me if you're going to see this dip back down a little bit more before then potentially, pushing up even higher to like, where's the next level going to be? What, 2,100-ish? Because although you've closed bullish this month, you still have big resistance up here. That any time you close above these highs, it's pushed straight back down because it's such a historical level of resistance. So coming into January and the start of the year, even if next year is going to close bullish and somewhere high all the way up around here, you're going to expect a pretty steep bottom wick. We have a look at January, bearish in 21. January 22, bearish. January 20, bullish. Let's just see. And then January bullish. Yeah, so it's not really. There's nothing historical to say that it's definitely going to be a bearish month. But for me, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pretty steep bottom wick coming into next year, which would give you some potential big sells in January. Because if we have a look at, and I'll just get rid of these lines. I think we spoke about this in Discord market chat yesterday. How on the daily on gold, for me, for this whole move up, this is a very, very corrective move back up, and we can't ignore that we have still broken out of this trend line and retested and retested and retested. And like I mentioned on one of the streams, if you trade breakouts and retests of the back of trend lines on gold, it never works from here anymore. It never breaks, retest and push lower. Like I said on one of the streams, it will break, it will retest, and it'll probably retest again and again, and then it may have to drop. So lots of people try and short here and then get squeezed out here. But before you know it, you may see that drop come in because you're still respecting the back of this trend line very, very well. And if we just delete a lot of this, you guys can see on the daily, well, you have now, but prior to this entire move up here, there's no bottom wick here, there's no bottom wick here, there's no bottom wick here, hasn't grabbed any daily lows. And I'm just marking all of these because these are very, very important. The reason these are important, because like I say, anytime gold is going to have that next big move up or down, you always expect it to come and grab the lows before having that move. Did you grab these lows? I don't think you did. Let me zoom in here. No, so this didn't grab this low, you pushed higher. So all of these lows on gold could easily be retraced before a potential push higher. Once you start coming back down to these regions, then you can probably be drawing on something like this. And then once you start getting down to here, you can expect little fake outs, and then you may see that push higher. Does silver and gold correlate? Do you take the interest rate? Well, you can have a look. So if you go here, you click on the plus. If you type in silver, I don't use silver as part of my analysis, but if you put it on here, you can see there. Not really. They move similar-ish, but nothing really. I think you can actually change this to. Can you change it to candles? Yeah, I think you can. So you can go away. What's this? No, sorry, not this, not this. And you can do this with with any chart. You can compare any chart. So similar-ish. It pushes up and then it pushes down, up. So it moves similar-ish, but not enough to give me any sort of reason to need to look at silver to be able to trade gold personally. I don't think I've ever traded silver in my life. I've probably maybe taken one silver trade. But no, I don't really look at it. It doesn't move that much different to gold that it gives me something that gold doesn't do. So yeah, I personally don't look at it. But yeah, coming into next year, I want to be watching all of these daily lows to potentially get grabbed. You can see on when was it? Thursday, you wicked out the highs, very similar to the example I just showed in the hourly. You wicked out the highs, closed back bearish, came for that top wick, and now you're trying to push back down. So you're already starting to find some big resistance back around here. You closed above this previous high, closed straight back below, and retested. So you've already got a fake out of this previous resistance, which I'll delete these lows just because we know where they are now. I want to keep it clean. We know that these are going to get grabbed at some point. But coming into early next year, this is going to be the range we're going to be working with, 300 tick range. And if you start breaking back down below here, then you could get some pretty big downside. Now there is something interesting to watch on gold. It's very, very far away now. So it's hard to say, but if anything changes, look at that weekly. That weekly looks like you get top wick, and that could flip bearish pretty aggressively. But one thing to note on gold is, I think we spoke about this before as well, and this is, like I say, this is quite far away. You would need some sort of big fundamental catalyst for this to come in, but you've actually got a double bottom down here. Have you left a double bottom here? You left this in October. So I believe this was the start of the war that gave this huge move up. And you never ever grab these lows. And, you know, it's on the weekly. So it seems like it's crazy now. But if this was the 5 minute, you know, we'd be saying, cool, well, if most people are trying to do something like this, then we can expect at some point, you've now grabbed the highs at some point, you know, you could be coming to grab the lows. Which is not that crazy of an assumption. But like I said, you would need to see some sort of big fundamental catalyst to give it a push back down, all the way back down into the 1800s. But, you know, from a very simple technical perspective, here's your resistance. And here's your support. So would it be that crazy to see it come back down to the middle of this range? Not really. You haven't really broken above. Every time you did try and break above, you wicked out the highs and closed straight back below. So in order for me to confirm that gold is still bullish and still going to push all the way up, I still would want to see a weekly closure for at least 2 weeks hold above, you know, all of these previous highs to say there's actually time to break out of this range. Otherwise, you trade around this resistance, all of a sudden you start getting some positive US dollar news, and you could see gold back down, you know, to the middle of this range, and then who knows, could you even come back down to the lows? Because what did you not do here for this entire move up as well? Triple bottom, never grabbed any lows. Like I say, it's the weekly time frame. So to say gold's going to come back down to 1800 sounds crazy, but from a technical standpoint, it wouldn't be that crazy. But you would need a big fundamental catalyst for that to be able to come in. But if this was the 5 minute, we'd be saying the exact same thing. If on day chart from October, let's see a few levels too. Yeah, that's the thing. If there wasn't such a strong double bottom, so I think you got it from what, like from here up into here. Come down to, yeah, you've retraced 50%. You could come down, yeah, a little bit more before, you know, what are you lining up with here? 22,000 ish. But yeah, it's going to be, I think 2024 is going to be a very, very big year for gold. You know, we've been in this range since 2020, and I've caught some amazing trades in this range, all live as well. I think one of my biggest ever trades on gold was this short here, off the back of vaccine news, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Still one of my best trades to this day. You guys can find it in Discord as well. But yeah, these ranges are great because if gold's in a range, it can typically be very simple. Trade the highs and the lows, and it's a absolutely insane range. Like if you sold the highs up here, what did you get? Like almost 2,000 pips. Fucking ridiculous. Sweet first, you made me switch to futures. Good man. Good to hear. Good to hear. I'd be keen, you know, if anyone else has other outlooks for the start of the year on gold, feel free to send them in as well. I don't ever look at it, but let's just have a brief look at the 6 month chart. Look at that 6 month chart. We've actually had a little double bottom there. You wicked out the double bottom and closed back bullish, but it still wouldn't be that crazy to see the first 6 months of the year come back down and bottom wick around here, around 1900-ish, retest these levels before pushing higher. You know, gold can stay in these big ranges like you do here. When was it, 2013 to all the way until 2018. So you got some very big levels. Very big levels. It's going to be a very interesting year on gold. Whether we start closing above all time, you know, you start closing above this high, gold's just gonna keep running. But I personally don't see a reason for that to come in just yet. I think you're going to need to grab more liquidity, spike out a lot of these lows before, who knows, then you maybe then you could start seeing that big push up. So that's gold. Let's just have a look at Nasdaq coming into all-time highs right at the end of the year and had an absolute insane recovery. Oh, you still haven't got there just yet. All-time highs on Nas. Where did you peak at? What did you peak at? Almost 18,000. But if you guys are looking for some long-term buy and holds this year on Nas, where's the start of the year on Nas? Where are we? All the way down here. Yeah, look at this. Start January. Here, you've seen a 50% recovery on Nasdaq this year alone, which is absolutely insane. And this is why you always recover. Even here, at the start of the C word, you dropped, what, 30%? And then following year, you just absolutely, where's that? So by March, you see, even in March, this was the drop in 2020. Even by the end of 2020, you still recovered higher. And where was the close? Up there, 82%. Absolutely insane. I think last year was the first year that you've actually closed for a while. So bearish. So where was that? In January? So in 2022, where did you close? December here. So you closed negative 34%, which is pretty huge. And now you've almost recovered the entire move. Happy New Year to all future traders. Happy New Year to you too, man. Happy New Year to you too. Top 7 tech prop up markets. Oh yeah, yeah. What has been the? Let's have a look. The leading. It's all going to be all our big tech ones, isn't it? Yeah. Some huge recoveries. So I think Nasdaq's if you guys want to trade some long term, as long as you know simple technicals, having some long term holds is pretty good. So J&J seen some big recoveries this year. But Nasdaq coming into next year still could have a pretty decent pullback. Let's see where could we, and then probably the S&P is probably a little bit nicer. I'm gonna get rid of this. So you're not too far off all-time highs. What did we not do before this drop down? You kind of had a triple top there. So coming into all-time highs is going to be pretty likely. Again, you've had a very, very solid close on Nasdaq in December, much nicer than the close that you had on gold. So where's this? Let's just put it on as 16,000 here as a potential bottom. I kind of already done it. Broke above bottom wick, pushed higher. I think at early into next year, any bottom wick back down into these highs, maybe 16,500. You'd be looking for some buys up into all-time highs and make like what 8 to 10%, and see where you then break from up there. I think it was maybe ES was looking like it could have a steeper pullback. Nah, it's kind of ES has kind of already had it. You had this huge push down. You've wicked back down. You've ripped higher. So you've already had some very, very strong moves. You're already closing back above this resistance. Last time you closed above, you pushed higher. So S&P trading almost back above 5,000, sitting just above there. Going to be a pretty easy target. Hey Aaron, where do you live? I live in Australia. So it's 8 a.m. in the morning for me here. What else can we look at? Anything else you guys want to look at? Doesn't have to just be just futures. Feel free to let me know. Or any other trades you guys want me to look at. Maybe had some losses in December. Let's just see how this yearly closed on the yen. Big rejection, big rejection. Too steep to really say anything on the yen. We'll have a quick look at the US dollar. Not that I really ever look at it, but we'll have a quick look just to see what we got going on. Huge support. Bottom of the world, yeah. 11 PM here, yeah. Greets from Germany. Good to have you on the stream, man. What time is it in Germany? What, 11 PM? 12 PM? AM? Yeah, so looking at the US dollar, obviously, if this is going to get weaker, then gold's going to push higher. And to me, this does look very weak. This looks like you could see this push down much more here on the US dollar. Because you've had this resistance, you've closed above, retested, tried to push higher, and closed straight back below. So on the US dollar, and this is quite worrying for gold actually, you've got a big fake out here. You're coming back down into this support. Well, you've already tried to bounce off this support that many times that once you start coming back down to it, you're very likely going to break. And if you start breaking back below here on the US dollar, where are you going to go next? Probably somewhere all the way back down here. And if you start playing this range, then who knows, what could you be coming all the way back down here? If you could, then that could give gold a lot more upside. Because on this huge, this is interesting. Where is this? On this huge monthly, you've had this huge push down. You've kind of been pushing higher. Is it time to have another huge leg down for the US dollar? It's a pretty scary looking chart. You zoom out, it's been incredibly bearish since 1985. That's insane, and never really recovered from that. Or it could just stay in this one, bounce off here and stay in this one huge range as well. But if you start closing back below, where's this, call it $100, that's a pretty nice level. Start closing back below $100 for the US dollar on like the monthly, could bring in some pretty steep downside back down to like 90, which would be huge. Be very, very big for gold. Be very big for gold, and it'd be very big for the yen as well. I think that's everything we were looking at. That's the kind of the main analysis on gold coming into early next year. I think 2024 is going to be a very, very big year. I'll be back to streaming on, what's the date today? 30th today, 31st tomorrow. So you got New Year's Day on the 1st of January. So yeah, we'll probably be back to business on the 2nd. Let me just quickly have a look at the fundamentals coming into early next year. Let's have a look. May not be that updated just yet. Let's have a look. Calendar. The first week of January could get some weird-ish moves, but we'll see. Same as the last week of the year. The last and first week of the year, you got to be pretty careful. What do you have news-wise? Obviously, you got the bank holidays. JOLTS job openings on Wednesday. And then obviously you got non-farm payroll on Friday. So yeah, straight back into business on the first week of January next week. But yeah, that's pretty much the main outlook on gold. For you guys on Zoom, if you want me to look over any of your trades or you have any other analysis you want to run over, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, that's the main bit of it today. Was more so just to catch up today. Wish you guys a happy new year and say what a pleasure it's been to trade with you guys live on stream for the entire year of 2023. And 2024 is also going to be a fantastic year. So I think that's it for you guys on Zoom. Appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Like I say, it's been a pleasure to jump on, and I'll speak to you guys in Zoom over today and over the weekend, and then we'll be back on stream next Tuesday.
Sorry, Aaron, would it
Yes, mate.
also be worth keeping an eye out on the recession in America if that happens? That would also drop their dollar and raise gold, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so, man. Definitely, yeah. That's why it's quite interesting looking at. I would keep a overall eye on the US dollar index because if you start closing below 100, that's huge. We haven't closed bearish below 100 since back in 2017, and last time we did close bearish below there, you saw a huge drop. So yeah, if you start closing below 100, yeah, it can be absolutely huge.
Cool.
100%.
And a happy and safe new year to everyone.
Yeah, likewise, man. Likewise to you too. Zoom guys, I will upload this after, and you guys can have the overall analysis on gold. And you guys have a good new year, and I'll talk to you guys in Discord. Enjoy, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
See you guys. See you next time. Bye bye. Want to make Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas to you too, man. Before you enter a trade, do you show in your Discord? I do it live on stream. I don't share signals because it attracts the wrong people. I used to share signals. I used to share every single one of my trades as signals, but I don't give signals anymore. I trade live on stream, so you guys can see me execute the position. You guys can go watch some of the trade breakdowns that I've given on YouTube, where you can see the screen recordings of me actually taking the positions. Can we see your trades for the year? You can see me trade live for the entire year. Literally go onto the YouTube channel. I've tried to recap as many as I can, but not all of them. And just go on the live section and just speed them up to points where you see me executing the trades. I share all of broker statements in Discord as well. I shared some on YouTube every day. Yeah, every single day, man. Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. in the London session. And then in Discord, well, I'll show you guys. If you guys on YouTube want me to show you an insight of what I do in Discord, feel free to let me know. This isn't like a stream to give you guys some sort of sales pitch by any means, but if you want me to show you what I do in Discord, feel free to let me know. I'll see if I can share my screen. How much it costs per month? It's only $100 per month, man. $100 per month, and that includes like my entire trading course as well. I don't upsell any course or strategy separately. You literally have absolutely everything in there. Everything that you need is in there. Like I say, most people have a Discord group that don't trade live. They share bullshit market recaps, and an upseller course as well. I don't do any of that crap. I trade live every day so you guys can see the reality. And let me just make this a little bit bigger, like this. So this is all of the channels here. You can see I post on the fundamentals. I give trade setups after the live streams, and over holiday times as well. So I even sent some levels yesterday. On the 28th of levels to watch on gold, and then you ended up having a beautiful 100-tick drop right down into them levels. I share all this. Look at this as well. Pre-unemployment claims, liquidity levels to watch. Grabbing the lows. Look at this. If we grab the lows, amazing. Nice buys into highs into double top. Well, we wicked out the lows and gold ended up running all the way back up into 2050. So this is stuff that I share after stream. The trading course, I won't click on it because you guys will be able to see it all. That's the swing trading course, day trading course. A lot of quick tips, trade breakdowns, break down every win, loss, whatever we take on stream. I'll do market calls. We do live mentoring sessions once a month. Everyone tunes in. We answer all the questions. I upload previous stream recaps into here. There's a whole psychology section, lifestyle. Well, I post in lots of lifestyle things. I post in, profits. We got the FWA trading adventures. We're going to play Top Golf on the Gold Coast in February. We got the trading retreat in May next year. We do lots of giveaways, funded accounts. I just did a yearly subscription giveaway as well. And then you got the VIP chat. You got the general chat where you all just talk. Market chat where everyone shares all their charts, all their analysis. There's a lot of value in here because there's a lot of traders in here who are now full-time traders as well. So you guys can see, what's this? I haven't even had a chance to catch up on these yet. Profits for the day. Lewis took a little paper trade yesterday, up 3,000. You know, lots of analysis and value in here of everyone else sharing their charts on the exact same strategy. And you've got crypto chat, and then you've got the questions as well. So yeah, shit ton of value in there. Like I say, everything you literally need to become a consistently profitable trader is in there. You do not need to buy or look for any other secret indicator. 100 is good. Yeah, 100 is very cheap. But at some point, you know, it won't be 100 forever. What's your tips on someone who started 25k and made 1k and then lost 350 on a dumb trade and is now stressed on a 25k challenge? You can't get stressed if you take a loss. Taking losses is all part of the game, man. If you're not comfortable with taking losses, just take a step back. But don't be annoyed at yourself for being frustrated. That's okay. Getting emotional in trading is okay, but just be able to actually recognize it and not do something stupid based off that emotion. You know, your emotions in trading never go. You just learn to recognize them and react to them in that certain way. So if you feel maybe you're stressed right now, well, it's the weekend, the markets are closed, just take some time off to reflect and figure out what you did wrong and how you can not do that coming into next week. Because 2024 is the year where you guys can literally do anything you want to do in trading. I trade live on stream so you guys can see that it's actually possible. And you guys just need to put it into practice and show up every day. And ignore and get rid of as many bad habits as you can. Because trading doesn't have to be the most difficult thing in the world. It just takes time and it takes consistency and it takes discipline. And it takes you to not keep making the same stupid mistakes over and over again. So underrated, my bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hope you're well in 2024. Thank you, man. Love from Wales, UK. Good to meet, man. Good to have you on the stream. YouTube, guys, it's been a pleasure jumping on with you guys this year. We've had some amazing trades. We've had some more people tune into the streams, which has been incredible. And we'll be live again all of 2024. So I hope you guys have an amazing new year. Enjoy some more time off the charts. And I'll see you guys in 2024. And we'll absolutely do it all over again. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.